I'll get into how to create an Asia and or Europe region account on PSN so that you can log your primary Diablo 2 resurrected characters into that region in anticipation of a declone event without the help of someone else. So, and this is perfect timing because in about 8 hours we expect to see our next declone. That region, again, it's to be determined. Most likely Asia region, though Europe region is a little ahead in SOJ sales right now, so it could end up being the Europe region. So I'd recommend creating both of these alternate accounts if you're on Americas, or if you're on one of the other regions, creating an Americas account and then the other one that you need. Alright, so first step here, I want to go through and show logging into Diablo 2 Resurrected. My home region is Americas region, so if I hit play, I generate a game, I hop into game. There's no real way to tell which region you're in except for if you know your address on PSN. They're all based off of your PSN address that you put in when you first create your account. So knowing that, I've created a hell game, I know that I am in America's region. So if I sold SOJs, so if I grabbed this SOJ and I walked over and I sold it to Charcy, I would get the little message that SOJs have been sold to vendors. Actually, there's a new message for 2.4 that just pops up here. But anyways, that message would go out and the tally would go up for everyone in the Americas region. So in anticipation of, let's say Europe, because that's, they're farthest ahead in SOJ sales, I want to make sure that I can log myself into a region game. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to log out of Diablo 2 Resurrected. We'll go ahead and close the game out completely. And this will take us back to our home screen for PSN, and this is on a PS5. Same process for the PS4, a little bit extra steps to get to these screens, and we'll do a follow-up video on a PS4 to kind of show this as well. So, on your home screen, at the very top on the PS5, you can go all the way to the right, and you'll have your account button up here. And what you'll need to do is actually go down and hit log out on this screen, and this will log you out of this main account. And other than that, you can hit switch user. We're utilizing a remote play right now, so it won't actually let us go through and do that on that screen. But when you go ahead and log out of that account, it will swap over and allow you to create a new account on that screen. So we'll get back connected here, and I will show this screen once that connection pops back up. So if we can get it to load up. Always fun. So then on that screen, you'll have the option to add user, and the biggest piece there is you'll go through and add a new user, and when you're adding that new user, you'll want to have a new email address. So you want to have an email address that is not tied to any other Battle.net account. So you don't want to use an email address that you've had for a PC license. That will be a mistake, because what will happen to you if you do that and create a new PSN attached to a PC license is that it will tie those accounts together directly, and then that PSN account will always be in that region for the address that you create. So and you won't be able to undo that. So you want a fresh email address, so you can go out to Gmail and request a new email really quickly, and you can set that up in about 5 minutes. I'll include links for that in the YouTube video. And again, just create a new Gmail or whatever your favorite email is. You just need a new email address. And so when you hit new user up from that screen, you'll go through the steps, enter in the new email address, and you'll need to have to access to it because you'll have to go out and verify an email. There'll be one email that gets sent out to you to verify. And you will go through and pick when it asks you which area your address is in, you're going to pick a couple of specific things here. So If you want an Asia region account, you would go through and select Hong Kong as your area. And then if it ever asks you for a city, so if it's country, it's Hong Kong. And if it asks you for a city, you can just put in Hong Kong again. And that will be an Asia region account based off of that setting alone. So you go through, fill out all of the information, just like you normally would with a new email. And the only difference is you put in Hong Kong, and then voila, that account is region locked by Sony to the Asia regions for Blizzard. So, and again, alternatively, if you're wanting to create an EU, so a Europe account, you can select England and UK if it asks for a country. The biggest difference is when you're selecting England, is that it will ask for a postal code. So you can Google any of those that you want, but postal codes such as TQ12, PE19, SP11, and SO51. Those are ones that I know work. But again, you can Google or utilize any of the English or England postal codes that you want. They all should work. And again, so Hong Kong for Asia and England, UK for Europe. And I picked both of those because on the selection screen it'll give you languages for those countries, and in both of those countries I natively speak English, so you can select English right from those lists there, and then voila, you've got an account in English for your Asia and your EU battle.net regions respectively. So and obviously England will default to English, whereas Hong Kong will default to another language. I think there's 3 options there. English is pretty easy to pick out from that list because it's in English. All right, so the next step that you will want to do then is to go through and log in to your new account. So you can see here that I've got a new account here. I'm logged in. I can't actually switch users here because I'm on remote play at the moment to show this on stream. But when you are logged in, you can actually see, and you'll log into your new account, whether that's Europe or Asia, and it'll be like a fresh new profile. So, and you can always access these by going up to the top right here on the PS5, select it, hit switch user or log out, and select which region account you want to log in as. So when you do this the right way, and the right way is by using 2 new fresh email accounts. Like I said, you can request a new one from Gmail, and they're really easy to manage and set up. The next step is to go through and just open up Diablo 2 Resurrected like you normally would. So a major question I get from people is, well, don't you need an extra PlayStation Plus pass in order to play online? The answer is yes, but no, because PlayStation Plus, remember, is online play for all of the PlayStation servers and things like that. Diablo 2 Resurrected runs on Battle.net. So you launch D2R and you have to connect your Battle.net to make sure that you have the license to play on their servers, and you don't actually require a PS Plus pass to do that. So you don't have to have PS Plus on 3 accounts. You only need it on your primary account on your console, and then you can create these 2 extra accounts in order to play that. So when you go through and launch into Diablo 2 Resurrected, and I'll actually switch out to a different account here because I want to show you the process of relinking accounts. So the Asia account is the one on my personal one that I locked to region, so that's no good for you. So I will show you what you want to do here. So for me, I'll log out of my main account. I'll switch users. And as I'm switching users, I'm going to switch over to the account that I created for Europe. So, and again, remote play doesn't work because I don't have PS Plus on these accounts. So I've got to log back in, and then I can share my screen with you guys and show you how this is working. All right, so here's my new Europe account. So this one, I created the PSN with an address of England, UK, and now I'm here. No PS Plus. You can see it's offering me to buy PS Plus and go through and do that. But I do still have my installed games. So D2R Resurrected is installed. So I go ahead and open that up, and it's going to act like the very first time that I played Diablo 2 Resurrected. And the key here is that we will want to link our accounts to Diablo 2 Resurrected, to Blizzard, to this PSN account. So you may know that if you try and do this from Battle.net's website, there's actually a 1-year penalty if you unlink accounts through their website. So if you do it directly, you'll actually get hit with a 1-year penalty, and you won't be able to do that. And you'll see here on this account, it's popping up and saying to link your Battle.net account, please visit the website, blah, 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 and enter in this code. So, and it'll give you the URL. So basically, we go through and just link this out right now. And I don't suggest any of the people watching this live to do this, because then I'll have access to your account and all of your items. So you enter in this code and hit continue, and then it'll say welcome back. Do you want to use this account? So we will log in with our Battle.net account with our email and password for Battle.net, and I'm doing this on my phone, which makes it really quick and easy if you've saved these and if you have one account. So, and you can actually, I recommend saving an icon right on your phone, and then you can hop right to this really quick. And you can actually cache all of your credentials on your phone, and it'll save. So. Alright, so now it says it is connected to Dwayne BS EU, which is my EU account that I created, and then we can hit X again, and voila, I now have, you can see my primary sorceress, who was just in an America's Region game. Now, if I hit play, it's still acting like it's a brand new account. So I hit OK, I'm going through, I've got to do all the new things like I'm brand new. And I can create a hell game. And now that I'm in a hell game, voila. And you can notice I'm walking. You can notice down at the bottom, I don't have any of my icons. I've got to set all my skills again. Get all of these set back up. All of those things, so. This is actually my non-ladder character. I just realized it picked the very top one, so. This is my 91 source, so. And again, when you create a game now, you're jumping into a Europe game. So, steps for switching back to Americas, say we know that, and again, it's acting like it's all brand new because it thinks it's a new account, so it's giving me all this heads up again. But we can close out of here and say we've just killed Diablo clone on Europe, and we know that there's an America server that's about to spawn shortly. So we want to go ahead and switch user. Actually, we'll log out because of the PS Plus. And then we will connect it back in. If I can find my cord. There we go. And you can see I'm back on my primary account. Go back into Diablo 2 Resurrected. So when I say my primary account, this is my America's Region account on PSN. And now since I've swapped my link, your Battle.net account can only be linked to one PSN account. So I'm going to log in here. It now thinks that I have no Battle.net account linked, and so it's going to ask me again to link that back through once these queues are done. Alright, so, and you can see here we're back to the screen where it's asking me to enter in a code. So I'm going to go back to the enter verification code. I've got a new one here, WGBCWX, that you can see on screen. And I'm going to continue with the account. And it says you're connected. And I can go to account settings. I can hit continue here on screen. And voila, that easy. So once you have this set up, you can tell that it takes a few minutes to get set up at first. But once you have that set up, it's quite literally 2 minutes, if that, to connect your account over to the region that you want it to. Then I can hit play, I can jump into a hell game, and voila, I'm here in an America's region account. And it's that easy. So, and you can do this as many times as you want, following these specific instructions. If you've created the 3 PSNs, you can link your Battle.net account back and forth as many times as you want without incurring that 1-year penalty that you would receive if you tried to disconnect these accounts through Battle.net directly. So, key point being, only do it through the D2R screen from the profiles on your PS5 or PS4, and it'll let you link it as many times as you want back and forth. So, hopefully that was helpful, and we'll get this all wrapped up. We've got these instructions posted out on Discord for those that have